welcome back to Sweet Red Poppy. On today's episode, I am taking you on a craft room tour. Now, I promised this video to you about a year ago. It's finally here. Sorry about the wait. But I wanted to show you my craft room now that I've lived in it for a while, show you what works, maybe what I don't love, and the things that I do love. I feel like I should give you a disclaimer though before I show you my craft room. It is not always this clean. It took me days, literally days to get it this clean. So don't expect it to look like this ever again. This is like a one-time thing, but at least everything is where it belongs so you can see it looking nice and pretty. So let's jump right in. I'm gonna show you everything in this room. This is our filming wall, so all of our videos you probably see me talking on this background. Sometimes I change things out a little bit, but for the most part it stays the same. I have this pegboard. This is from IKEA. I'm obsessed with pegboards. It's like the best storage solution for crafters because it's really easy to hang everything up. You have easy access to whatever supply you're looking for, and it's also visually appealing. I have all of my threads out here right now. We just got done filming our sewing course, which is coming soon. I'll link below. So all of my threads are out, of course, in rainbow order. And then I have a bunch of fat quarters that are over here, stored for easy access. Over in this corner, this is just kind of where I store a few different things. Sometimes I will work in this little nook because the lighting's nice and pretty. I have a bunch of knit fabric over here, which is easy to get to. And I have some iron-on and vinyl that's hanging up on the wall. It's nice and close to my Cricut machine. And then down here I have all of my Cricut mats. They're kind of a mess right now. But usually I just have a little command hook that I hold everything up on, which is a nice way to just keep them out of the way. Still figuring out exactly what is going on here, but I'm thinking Cricut supplies will go on here. I have two different craft carts. I love craft carts because you can move them around the room really easily. If you don't have a ton of storage, this is a great option. Over here is all of my paper, so stored in rainbow order because I find it's easiest to pull things based on what color I'm looking for. Okay, if you've been following for a while, you have probably heard me talk about my dream box. So this is my dream box. This is from Create Room. It was formerly called the Scrap Box, the original Scrap Box, so you might be a little bit confused. They just changed their name to Create Room. I love this thing. It's amazing. The whole thing folds in, which I will show you in a little bit, and it has completely changed the way that I store all of my craft supplies. It makes it so easy to find exactly what I need. Everything has a home. It has a place where it belongs. So this actually stays pretty organized for the most part. The rest of my craft room, not so much. This is my dream cart, and I love this little cart. My kids actually really enjoy crafting on this, and it's nice because there's a couple different spots so they can sit. I can sit over here on my sewing station, and I can sew or create, and they can create as well. I did remove my table from this dream box, which you might notice it's missing. I feel like I didn't really get that much use out of it, and it prevented me from getting to my boxes and supplies, so I just got rid of it. This is my sewing station. I love this thing. It's amazing. If you are a seamstress, this is like a definite must-have. So it's actually meant to be placed on this side, but I'm always moving things around trying to figure out like what fits best for my space and for my personal needs. So it's on this side today. When you open it up, it is filled with storage and supplies. So down here I have serger cones. I also have sewing thread and some embroidery floss. And then up here, I just store the supplies that I use the most often. So my seam ripper is in here because we're besties. Lots of needles and all of the different supplies that I might need while I'm sewing. There are also a few different cubbies in here. So I keep more thread. I like to have every single type of thread. I'm a little bit obsessive. Elastic, zippers, lots of different things in here. And then I have all of my sewing feet down here. So I have to tell you about my favorite earbuds. These Raycon Everyday E25 earbuds are noise isolating, and personally, I love to wear them when I'm either working from home, I'm in my craft room, or I'm at the gym for a workout. When my kids are home, it can be pretty hard to focus or even get any crafting done without 1 million distractions. And honestly, my husband doesn't love listening to the same exact music as I do. So these Raycon earbuds start at half the price of other premium earbuds on the market. The best part? They sound just as amazing as other top audio brands. Raycon earbuds are great for working from home or when you're working out. You can listen to music or podcasts for hours without driving the rest of your family crazy. Their everyday E25 earbuds are their best model yet. They have 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, and they have a more compact design that gives you a nice, noise-isolating fit. I love that they are stylish and discreet without being super bulky or having any wires. They even come in a bunch of new fun colors too. Click the link in the description below and get 15% off of your order. You can find them at buyraycon.com/sweetredpoppy. Okay, but the best part about this whole thing, it has an automatic lift. So if you remove this plexiglass or acrylic, it will just, let's see, you have to scoot it over just a little bit, and then it completely lowers, and you can create a flat surface to work on. So maybe you're cutting out a really big sewing project. You can just lay all of your stuff out on this table, cut it all out. Then when you're ready to sew, just remove this, insert, and lift your machine up. And suddenly your sewing machine appears. This is like the best thing ever. And you just slide your acrylic insert in. And then you have a flat surface. So you can level this up so it's a completely flat surface. Sometimes you have to wiggle a little bit, but then you can just sew on a flat surface. It's amazing, total game changer. I love this thing. Let's talk a little bit about the Dream Box. So we have so many supplies, I don't know where to start, but I'll start over here with paint. These little cubbies are great for different things that you want easy access to. I'm obsessed with the spool holders because I have washi tape, I have ribbon. They're great for anything that is stored in the round. And then there's even more back here. There's like these little secret cubbies that you can't quite see. It also comes with these adorable little jars that I love using for my felt balls. I also use them for buttons as well. So tons of those. And then it comes with all of these totes, these acrylic totes, which these things are like amazing for all of your craft supplies. I can't even tell you. So it comes with tons of those. I have glitter. I have tons of clay materials because I, dove deep into clay earrings there for a while. I have all of my glues. A lot of glues in here. More clay because you can't have enough clay. Felt. Lots of hand embroidery supplies. Dye because I love dyeing things. More dyes. If you haven't tried alcohol ink, pretty much the coolest thing ever. Lots of clothespins, little cute things, Swarovski crystals, tags, use those during Christmas time, jewelry making supplies, glass, more alcohol inks. Oh, and more alcohol inks. It never ends. I have all my yarns in here, again by rainbow order. I think it's so easy to find what you're looking for when it's organized by color, so that's what I do. It also has a few different interchangeable shelves, which I love because depending on what you want to store here, you can change the height of the shelf. It's great for Cricuts. I also have another serger that's stored down there. My backup sewing machine, and then all the paints, more felt balls. This is full of different colors of glitter. And then for a while when I had my sewing machine over on this side, I kind of had most of my sewing supplies over here. So I do have some fabric as well as fat quarters. We have bias binding tape in here, more zippers, pretty much everything you can imagine. Ooh, this is like my favorite. All of my little pretty zippers in a pretty row, organized. This thing, if you have issues with like buying the same thing over and over, or losing what you buy, which I had serious issues with. This is great because you can put something in a spot, label it. You could easily put a label on the acrylic. I haven't labeled it yet because I know where everything goes, but so much easier to know exactly where it goes, and then after you're done crafting, you know exactly where it goes back. So everything has a home. You don't have to be confused on where things go. All of my spray paints over here, lots of glitters up here. I actually store these just in spice jars. I find it's a little bit prettier when they're all uniform. So that's what I do there. And then in this dream cart, kind of have random supplies in here. Usually I keep a bunch of kids craft stuff down here because my kids like to craft in here. Right now I have a bunch of sewing supplies because we've been doing a lot of sewing. Okay, so moving on. Over here, these are our Clax units and they are from IKEA. So I have 2 of them and it's the bigger size. This is like the perfect thing if you're starting out crafting, you're overwhelmed with your supplies. I feel like go to IKEA, get this unit. It's amazing. It's pretty inexpensive, so great if you're on a budget, and it holds a ton of stuff. So I opted to add drawers to mine because I have little kids, and so I like being able to store some of my things that are more expensive, or like scissors, rotary cutters, things that I don't want my kids to have access to. I put those in my drawers. I did add some knobs so that it's a little bit prettier because we like extra at Sweet Red Poppy. So these are filled up with supplies that I just like my kids not to get into. And then I added these little drop down cubby holders. I'm not really sure what they're called. They're also from IKEA. You can find them right next to the Calyx unit when you're checking out. Another thing, this is newer. This is also from IKEA, and I think it's actually a wine bottle insert, but works really well with all of my Cricut supplies. This is all Joy materials, but it works well with vinyl and iron-on, transfer tape, anything that's that size. I also store all of my fabric in here, and I always get questions on how I'm able to keep my fabric looking so nice. Here's my trick. If you open this up, you'll find a comic book board. This is a really inexpensive way to keep your fabric nice and pretty. You can find these on Amazon. You get like a pack of 100 for only a few dollars. So I just fold my fabric in half and then I bundle it up. And it just slides in here and everything looks nice and pretty and you know exactly what you have. You don't have to go digging around in a bin wondering where something might be. Anytime I can put my supplies on display, I'm more likely to use them. I'm more likely to be inspired, I feel like, so this is a great way to store your fabric. Down here I have a bunch of bins. These are from Walmart and they're nice and big. They fit perfectly into this unit. And I store, this one is full of spray paint. Those ones are all full of Cricut, iron-on, vinyl, transfer tape. Usually what I do is I will store a few of my most used supplies out on my shelves, and then I store my backup supplies in the bins. So more Cricut stuff here, Cricut vinyl. In here I keep my infusible ink supplies for Cricut, and then we have our little Easy Press. This is like the cutest color ever. I love it. That about wraps up this side of the craft room. I do have a closet that is hiding over in the corner. We don't want to go in there because it's a mess, so I'm not going to show it to you. Maybe I'll give you like a little peek of like 2 seconds, but it's a mess. I will give you more of an in-depth tour of my craft box, my dream box, in a little bit, but for now, that sums up my whole craft room, so go ahead and let me know in the comments what you think of it. Did you find something that you want to get for your own craft room, or maybe an idea or tip or trick? I hope you found this helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to Sweet Red Poppy and give this video a thumbs up. I'll see you next week.